teams usually are. But here against the Evil Geniuses, again, they have dominated them on this map. Will that continue to hold true, or is Extremum going to take this map and send us on over to the decider on Inferno?
Oh, Inferno. I love map 3 Infernos, but we got to get through Mirage first to see if we end up there. Nice CT hold set up from Extremum, already collapsing on the side as EG start to push their way in. Grat is pushed into the ground, however, and Liaz tagged incredibly low. Obo finds Shaken through the smoke. Alrighty, Obo, and a second on the Bentet. He is showing up again in fine form in this map, as he did on Nuke. Azur keeping an eye on the rat hole, getting tagged down a little bit more, dinked down perhaps by Cirque. Still keeping an eye on things, but Liaz is low. He has the kit, but only 9 HP. The bomb is ticking away, and there's no window back in for Liaz. Obo and Mihu both holding the rat hole. There's only one entry point, and it's through CT spawn. A flank will come through now if they want to, but they don't even want. They just want to hold. They just want to make them walk into the meat grinder, and they're going to be ground beef in just a minute. 1-0 EG. Obo with 3. And that's the start EG wanted again, looking much like their T-side pistol of Nuke.
Now, just going to say the exact same thing. Another dominant pistol round here from EG. They're 3-0 on the pistols here tonight. And Extremum, well, they have looked a little better than that in the past. It's not the best of performances on their pistols, but just one round. Extremum, they're going to come back into the force buy here for Deagles and the CZ. They cannot let that get them down, as Obo has a peek from the A ramp, but eventually will back off. 2 players from EG towards the ramp, and the other 3 leaning into the T apartments. There is, of course, Cirque, who's watching to make sure no one pushes up mid here for Extremum, but it doesn't appear to be their plan, although Jacob is waiting right around Cat to spot out any heads that decide to peek on through from top mid. That said, here comes EG making the adjustment towards the A site. They throw a smoke down mid, so that's going to retain the attention of the 2 Extremum members there briefly. But you see, once the hit comes through to the A site, here comes Extremum rotating on forward. Lias doesn't get spotted out yet. He's right behind the smoke. Grat trying to connect on the heads here. Damage coming through on both sides. No frags yet. There's Stanislaw with a couple. Grat and Jacob go down. Lias spotted out underneath balcony, but he gets one. Bente with a 2K here. Breeze and Cirque somehow dropped all up to Mihu. The force buy looking good, and it looks great because Bentet gets the last one, and we're all tied at 1. What a recovery there, and Bentet with the 3-piece.
That's the Bentet we know. That's the Bentet we want to see. 3 headshots on the Deagle. Fantastic work getting his team back into it. Can you say Shades of Inferno? Or Shades of Nuke, perhaps, where one team pistol round win, second team force buy win. EG gonna force up on the pistols here, do what damage they can, maybe get a round out if they're gonna run towards B. But Bentet, he's the Guardian. He tosses out that Molotov, and he's ready to stop them if they push through. Has a friend with him up on catwalk as well. That is Azur, but Bentet has the first. He's holding long. He has a second from Azur, making a 3rd overall for Extremum. Jacob will come through as well. Breeze has one parting gift. Perhaps one more he can send down range and take out one more rifle, but no. Jacob denies. And EG, they fall another round. A round to be expected, but a fantastic behold there from Extremum. Bentet, good utility, getting that first kill. Azur with a second. This is Extremum that we've seen throughout this tournament, realistically speaking, and we missed on Nuke.
Yeah, I mean, last time, of course, when they won the force buy, they immediately lost the following round to EG's force buy, and, well, the rest is history. This time, though, excellent hold, as you mentioned, onto the B side. Great utility usage, smokes, along with Molotovs, holding EG at bay and forcing a smoke to come out on there and just to defuse the molly. And once that comes through, Extremum ready for the instant push, and they take down the bodies. Now, Grat in a really good position to get a 2K, only gets 1. In the meantime, Azur and Jacob do get a couple, and I think this is going to be over. It is. Jacob, the last one on Mihu. Frags came through fast and furious, and that round's over in just the blink of an eye.
But here comes the real test, the real gun round coming forth. Extremum have the op in Grat's hands, though, and that is, I think, a win condition for them in this early going. Get Grat activated, get him in the server, get him online, and get him finding some confidence. AKs across the board for EG. Smokes on 4, flashbangs across as well. 1 Molotov for Breeze, and a mid-heavy play coming in from the Evil Geniuses. And they're going to send Obo just running straight down middle up towards chair. Keep an eye on the cat push. In the meantime, though, Grat has his op posted up on ticket booth. Jakim holding out through middle. Spots out one, but he's not really going to go for any fights. Nade does connect onto Oboe quite well. Jakim's new position will be revealed by Stanislaus information. And now, EG just want to settle out and see what they want to do in the end. Don't seem too happy to commit to anything early on.
Bowser's just going to toss a nade there towards bench, and it does damage. Excuse me, towards chair. Oboe down to 39. Here comes the utility in return from EG, smoking out window. And there's going to be a smoke for connector as well. That is a good one as well, because it gives EG the ability to move into connector without having to walk through a smoke. Oh, the nade comes back though. Touchdown for Liaz. Oboe dropped 5v4 for EXTREMUM, and they didn't even have to see a player. That said, EG are posting up for the B site hit. I think they baited EXTREMUM onto the A site pretty much, because Bentet's the last one standing here. His position given away by the Molotov. Now Azar rotates back immediately to support. And EG, only one piece of utility left to go for this execute, and it is the smoke. Otherwise, they're going to have to dry peek and just win the aim duels. Bentet and Azar watching and waiting for these players to arrive from the apartments. Bentet a little more passively. Azar gets one, and then Bentet with the 2K on Breeze and Mihu. No one's getting past this man until Cirque finally gets the headshot. But 1v3, great work from Bentet once more, and Jakim is the one to wrap things up 4-1 in favor of EG. In favor of EXTREMUM. I'm just so used to saying EG in the lead here, Austin, after Nuke, but EXTREMUM are the ones, of course, to get off to this hot start.
Yeah, it's looking a lot like Nuke. Everything seems to be patterning out that way for now, except it's EXTREMUM, the ones in the driver's seat on the CT side. It's a nice trade by Cirque, but Bentet's hold, part of the reason why that B site's so strongly on lock from EXTREMUM. EG on the pistols again have a little bit of armor behind it too, so perhaps it can get some damage done. Don't think it's going to be too much of a round to worry about for EXTREMUM, however. They just have to make sure they don't overextend their necks too far. Keep their heads. Don't push out. Let EG come to you. Stan, he's clearing out underpass. But EG, I'm not too sure what they want to do on these T-sided rounds. They get some mid-control and then they just stop for a very long period of time. Almost as if they're expecting EXTREMUM to start pushing into angles. But EXTREMUM have shown no desire to do that. No real need either.
Mihu. Waiting towards top mid. And yeah, EG are just biding their time right now with these pistols in hand. Not making much of a move just yet. 52 seconds left on the clock. Grat. Watching the tippy top of that smoke. Oh, Jay came right behind Stanislaw, gets the easy one. 5v4 in favor of EXTREMUM. Good start to the anti-eco, and Jay came, pops off for another one. He's up to 7 here, and that's already almost better than his performance over on Nuke. Liazzo will be coming through here, and he gets taken out by Cirque. Jakim with the trade. He's going for a fourth, cannot find it, but Grat will help him out to drop Breeze. Only Cirque left standing, and Grat misses the quick scope. Cirque gets one, maybe a second. Possibility here, no. Bentet takes him down, and that will be the round.
Hey, 3 kills out of that round for EG is definitely more than they could have asked for. Maybe a bomb plant's about that one next step, but overall, great economic damage. Keeps EXTREMUM's economy honest in the early going. And now they get the guns out again. No op for Cirque, however, to counter Grat. They haven't necessarily needed a hard counter Grat, though. That's the blessing for EG. But with the way that Jakim and Bentet are starting to heat up, it's going to become difficult to deal with them on these CT sides in particular. Great flashbang out. Jakim only able to get one, though. Mihu with a quick trade. That keeps the man, not necessarily the man advantage, but the overall advantage in this round in the favor of EG. And Oboe eliminating Azar. Going to make things a lot more doable for the Evil Geniuses. Molotov goes into window. Liazzo gets a kill before he gets burned alive. Doesn't actually take any damage from the flames either, so well timed there. Trades out onto Oboe. 3v3. But the B site is woefully undefended right now, and EG are working their way through T-Apps and starting to commit towards it. Perhaps Bentet will rotate back. I think he should be getting the inkling soon enough. Molotov goes into window. Nade comes out from Liaz, but B is going to be taken unless Bentet can put a stop to it.
comes EG. As you mentioned, Bentek going to be a very important player for Extremum into this round. Bentet is going to be pinched upon his stand, going to clear this. He's looking right towards Bentet, but he looks away for a moment, finally does a double take and takes him down. 3v2, but the damage has been done. That makes it a little more viable for Liaz to come in here with the M4. Do the damage. Grat, the AWP, will be by his side. He pulls out the Deagle instead. Try and spam away. Picks up the op again. Quick scopes, but nothing connecting. Bomb has been planted and time is ticking away. Flashbang thrown out by Liaz. Extremum have to go for something now if they want to try and get this defusal. Here comes Grat. He gets immediately deleted by Cirque, and then Cirque does the same to Liaz. Second round on the board for EG.
Good round from EG. That little messy kill up on Catwalk really gave them a window in, though. I thought Benta was going to have it on lock. Just both players catching a bit of timing on each other, and Stanislaw was able to win that duel. Op in the hands of Cirque now. Grat has his as well, but we still, again, haven't seen too much of him. They've gone B very heavily, too, so haven't really necessarily been challenging him too much. Cirque looking for that opening pick, but there is one close. That's going to be Liaz, clearing out the angles. Not going to find anything, but that's information over to the hands of Extremum. It looks like another B hit potential from EG. Congregating out towards T apartments, looking like they want to go into it. But mid may be on the cards here, as they're starting to go away from T apps and out towards middle. Mihu has the bomb. He has to be careful. They lose that out in top middle. That could be disastrous.
There comes the push for mid control by EG. They will get it pretty much uncontested. Extremum don't really want to challenge. You do have Grat waiting a connector. Could spot out someone pushing up towards Cap, but that Molotov forces him off that position. So EG have the control they were looking for. All four, make that 4 players out of the 5 coming down. Cat, 1 over in the apartments. Breeze gets a nice trade there with Bentet. Ozzer going to have to defend. He gets 1, but only 1 oboe with another one, and it's going to make it a 3v3. EG have control of the B site, but you see Extremum already trying to challenge. Jacob comes out here, down to 5 HP, can't find the frags, and Oboe, despite the fact that a flashbang was in his eyes, he still gets 1. Liaz trades it back. Mihu finds Grat, leaving only Liaz standing in a 1v2, and no longer Cirque with the op frag, and EG are clawing their way back into this first half of action with 2 in a row.
2 straight, but the economy from Extremum's in a very weird spot where Jacob has 4,500, Bentet at 3,200 roughly, 3,300, and everyone else is just around that buy threshold. Drop some pistols on those 2 players, give them over to your teammates, do some damage in this round, but it's very likely to be a 5-4 scoreline before guns come out again for Extremum. Cirque has his op again. Full rifles and utility for EG, who are looking to stabilize their own economy as it's not been allowed to grow too well. Now they'll start to get... Oh, look at that mid-stack actually in Sniper's Nest. 4 players from Extremum just waiting it out. And B is going to be the take from EG. Perhaps a USP could get a kill or 2. Cirque's being boxed in. Flames keeping him out. He has to face and he gets shut down. Breeze has 2, but he's taken down as well. Bomb going down on the B side, but already lots of damage being taken by Extremum and being dealt as well. They've done a lot, and they can pick up AKs and potentially make this round viable.
I don't know if Ozzer wants to go out and fight this further. I mean, you got the op, you got the AK picked up. Just take that in the bank and go into the next round with it. No reason to challenge on, well, in a round where you didn't invest much at all and already got 2 frags out of it. So that's exactly what Extreme are going to do. They back off, they go for the save. But on the other side, EG, they've got 3 rounds in a row.
Not exactly the cleanest of a 3rd round, especially considering what they're up against, but still, it's good for EG, showing that they're not going to let Extremum run away with this half. For Extremum, you need to get back in the win column now. You have some donations from the EG side, an op and an AK. See if you can get anything good done with it. If Extremum lose this round, John, EG can very easily take a lead. And at that point, what is the mental like in the Extremum count? I don't think you could necessarily consider it good if EG's able to get the lead after it was 5-1 for the CT side.
Yeah, that's going to be troubling, at least for Extremum, who really did need to continue getting off to that hot start and finding more rounds on the board. They were obviously hoping that EG wouldn't be able to fight their way back into it. EG having other plans. Grat watching from connector here with the big green. Yeah, it's engaging first. Number 39, Jacob goes down to Obo. Obo looking for a second one, and he finds it. He's at it again, folks. Oh my goodness, 5v3 in favor of Evil Geniuses. Azur, Liaz, and Bentet are on the outside looking in after this bomb has been planted, and they're already calling for the save. Wow, what a hit by EG, led by a great 2K from Obo. And after that, well, EXTREMUM were just tucking tail and getting the heck out of Dodge.
Hey, John, are we on Inferno?
Why do you ask?
They're saving like it's Inferno.
Well, I mean, look, I understand going for the save in that situation. They didn't really have much play in there, and they had 2 players below half health, but yeah. EG gonna get a 4th in a row.
It's not good for EXTREMUM right now, though. 4 straight for EG, and Obo basically single-handedly winning that round for the T side. It was incredible. But there's been no counter from EXTREMUM. Grat will have the op back from Bentet this round, and Bentet's going to go on an MP9. But EXTREMUM really need an answer back. They need something, some life, a spark, anything to get them on fire once again. We saw life at the beginning of this map, but that life, it looks to have breathed this last breath, at least for now. Grattan towards window, though, could get things going for EXTREMUM and get himself going as well, but he's going to be flashed, and Mihu could wide swing onto this. The timing is going to come down to where Grat's peeking, and if Mihu hits the shot, he's been naded down a little bit, but he's still hanging around. In the meantime, though, EG are posturing towards B again. They've had a lot of success towards this B site, but Grat has found the first kill for EXTREMUM. It's a good start for them. Let's see if they can build off of this.
Well, you see EG doubling back into T-spawn. They have a player into Palace. That's Breeze. Molotov blooms right in front of him, but not even close to do damage. Breeze still going to stay posted up. The other 3 are going to hit from the ramp, and Breeze will be the support that is going to try to catch EXTREMUM off guard. Here come the smokes to the site. Liaz, along with Jacob, will set up a nice crossfire. Now Jacob gets stranded in the smoke, throws a flashbang. Liaz is isolated as a result, and he will get nothing. Stanislav finds the opener for his team. 4v4, bomb getting it planted. Jacob tries to peek out, and he does get one, but traded immediately by Breeze. 3v3, Grat waiting with the op, looking for a target, flicks but misses. Cirque going to connect on him, wins the op-v-op duel, leaving only Azur and Bentet to fend for themselves. Azur gets one, makes it a 2v2, and he has to wait for Bentet to get in position over on the A ramp. In the meantime, the bomb is ticking away. Azur trying to peek out and at least get info, but wisely EG are not moving a muscle. Breeze waits for Azur to get into his view, and Bentet gets one, makes it a 1v1. Breeze almost goes down, but he wins the 1v1 with 1 HP remaining. 6-5 for EG.
Oh boy, 1 HP for Breeze. That is just kind of how this matchup has gone for EXTREMUM. Close and yet no cigar in certain situations, and then in others, just an absolute blowout for EG. The op in the hands of both Grat and Bentet this time, as they're going to go for the double op setup. It's a very last-ditch buy, you might say, but they definitely need something to turn the tide. It has been all EG for the last 5 rounds. And their bank, it's not the strongest because of the casualties taken, and Grat's going to pick off Obo first. It's a good pick, dry peek in towards the op. Going to yield a kill for that opper almost every single time, especially when it's Grat at the other end. But EG, we just saw them win from a 5v4. They're looking to go back towards the A side again. Cirque will pick off Grat, throws a flash from Stan, and now tosses a flash as he backs off. EG, they can go anywhere they want now from this situation.
Yeah, great work from EG. Making this a 4v3. Liaz going to toss a nade into Palace, and EXTREMUM look like they're predicting the rotation towards the B site right now. As you have Bentet and Liaz heading into market, and even, look at that, Azur completely abandoning the A site. If EG decide to go through connector right now, they don't have pretty much anything to worry about, as all three players for Extremum are leaning into B. It is a great read, though, because here comes EG. Bentet watching away. Liaz gets one in the meantime. Bentet fires away. Liaz looking for a second. Can't get it. Breeze finds him. Bentet the trade. 2v2. Smoke and a fly through. Mihu and Cirque trying to give themselves the edge. Cirque watching intently into this window to try and make it a man advantage in favor of his squad, but it's going to be Mihu to get it on Azur. Only Bentet is left here. He's about to peek out here. Is Azur going to, Bentet going to get it? Mihu, though, finds the last frag, and Evil Geniuses have 7. I mean, this was 5-1 in favor of Extremum at one point, but EG have won every single round since that point.
Yeah, they have. And EG just looking strong again like we saw on Nuke. They're winning their duels, they're getting in behind Extremum, they are taking everything with confidence, and even then, Extremum set up perfectly to counter, and what does EG do? They walk in, good shots, good utility, they take the round, they put Extremum on a bit of a weird buy. M4 A1S for Azur, Mag 7 for Jakem, pistols for the rest of the squad. A Molotov to force Jakem away. Good read from EG as they're looking to bust in on towards this A side. A little faster paced, perhaps, from EG once that smoke fades on ramp. And they've got the sound cue. Jakem's starting to burn alive, but Liaz has other ideas. 1 and 2. No, it's actually going to be a team kill coming in from Mihu. Jakem still yet to pop out. Now he does. 1 on the mag. Looking for a second. Does so much damage against the second. And the third. Jakem pops off, salvages a round for Extremum, and keeps them in this game. Massive round for Extremum to win, and a massive round for Jakem to pop off. He burns alive. They still don't clear him, and he punished them nicely. 1 up the ladder, down the ladder, and then swings into the open. 1, 2, 3 for Jakem.
Oh my goodness, Jakem. What a beauty. Coming through there for Extremum. 3K with the swag. He made it look very, very good as well. I mean, timeout going to be called here by EG, and you kind of have to after that one. They really should have won that round, but you have to give Jakem credit. He pulled that off in style, and Extremum finally back onto the board with a 6th round here.
It's a big 6th round for Extremum. It allows them to really keep that gap close before EG just steamroll out to a potential 10-5 half, which is what was looking likely. That's going to give Extremum some momentum back, some life, and some hope. But if EG win this half 9-6, things are going to get rough for Extremum. They're going to get shut back down. And then if they lose that ensuing pistol round, things are going to get bleaker and bleaker in their camp. Grat has the op back in hand. But Jakem, he's going to try his darndest to pull this team back into the light and out from the darkness of Obo's camera. Mihu spraying away Jakem. He's got a nade. That'll do some good damage. Takes Mihu down to 83. Actually, not as much as I would have thought. But Grat has spotted Cirque crossing the top boxes. It's a lot of information, but look at Obo. He's a free walk out towards B unless Bentet recovers this.
Nade gonna fly through there. Slot does take a little bit of damage. Azur gets the opener for his squad, though. Mihu is down. And now Obo thinking about peeking around this corner to get the trade. But a Molotov flies at his feet. He's going to have to decide forward or back. And, well, I believe that Molotov never actually bloomed because it landed in a smoke. Jakem waiting, looking down mid, and well, everything has really slowed to a crawl here into this round. EG don't have the bomb on their backs. They were trying to play for that opening contact, ended up going Extremum's way, and Extremum really bunkered down after that point. Only 38 seconds left now. Hit has to come through for EG. Jakem getting a little impatient, and he spots out Stan before Stan even sees him. Jakem does get traded by Obo. 3v4, but time is ticking away. It has to happen now for EG, and it does! Breeze with 1 in a second! The A site cleared out. Liaz and Grat fall to the ground, and it's up to Azur and Bentet. Azur does get one over on Obo, and he could get a second on Cirque, but he doesn't. Cirque, this time with the A1S, gets the job done. Only Bentet left standing. A couple of soft targets, and a good Molotov thrown towards Firebox. That could force Breeze out, but he does not peek here. Bentet spamming the smoke, looking for targets. EG playing it well and patiently, and what a great peek by Breeze to close things out, and EG are back on the board with an 8th round victory.
Last-ditch buy comes in from EXTREMUM. Mag 7 for Jacob. Leas and Bentet. A FAMAS and an MP9 respectively. The M4 for Azur. Grat, he's going to have the op. But so will Cirque. And EG. This has been a turnaround of a half. This was 5-1 in favor of EXTREMUM. Seems like so long ago. Seems like a completely different map almost, just to how different this has played out considering what EXTREMUM got out to early, how well they were playing early. Now, it looks like a completely different team, almost a defeated team. Bentet's about to get run over by Obo. He's going to swing for a second perhaps. Obo will grab himself a second. Stanislaw with a backstab on Jacob. Grat and Liaz in a 2v5 retake of the B site, and one of those weapons is an AWP. This is not looking likely for EXTREMUM. But will they expect Grat up cat with the op? Obo does, and he shuts him down. 3 kills in the round. And Liaz, he's going to walk into the op scope of Cirque if he's not careful. He misses the timing. Cirque finishes him off. EG, 9-6 on a T side half for Mirage. Going into half number 2 to try and qualify for the major. We'll return after the break. It was 5-1 at one point in time, but that is definitely far ancient history now, John. EG took the lead, and despite the heroics of Jacob, it's still EG in the driver's seat here. 9-6 the score. This pistol round will have massive repercussions if EXTREMUM are the ones to lose it. They're the ones on the T side, Molly in towards Cirque's window position, but he stays just long enough to do a little passing damage onto Grat before falling back towards A.
Yeah, Extremum haven't exactly looked great on their pistol rounds either. So far 0 for 3. There's some damage into Stan, and Mihu drops as well. Okay, 4v4 though. Breeze strikes back. Bentet with the trade. 4v3 in favor of Extremum now. Cirque, Stan, along with Obo, all waiting in CT spawn. Extremum plants the bomb. This could be the round victory that Extremum were looking for. Oh no, Cirque domes Jacob. And now EG are on the crawl into this A site.
Oh, Bentet and Grat combined. Bentet holding from back default gets himself 2. And Extremum will secure the round. Necessary round for them. But EG are going to force. And they're going to see what they can do. Scout in the hand of Cirque. The Eagles across the rest of the board. Let's watch this back from Bentet, though. Gets that first dink. Then the second. Body damage onto Stanislav for the final kill. Fantastic work from him. He has been incredible for Extremum on this map as well. Him and Jacob really trying to pull this team forward. Let's see if they can. Jacob, speak of the devil, pushing forward, has flames in his hands. Cirque, though, just going to take some scout shots, do some damage, and Stanislav swings out under. That's a dangerous peek with a 5-7, but he got some information for his trouble.
Extremum posting up towards top mid. EG, they still have the scout on Cirque, right? So let's see if he can do some damage. Cirque waiting over on that A site. He's at ticket. Extremum taking a very slow and steady approach into taking mid. Ozer lining up the smoke to be thrown towards that A site. Could lead to a B execute, of course, since there isn't much, actually nothing, in terms of presence from EG on the site. 56 seconds left on the clock into the round. Couple of smokes get thrown here. Looks like Extremum are going to favor going down towards Cat. Breeze is here in ladder room. Maybe he'll be able to pop some heads with the Deagle. He's certainly capable of it. Smoke gets thrown. Are they going to clear it? Well, Bentet gets Obo. Breeze could be on for a lot of damage done on Extremum if he times this right. They don't know he's here. He comes out, gets the wanding on Bentet. His body goes flying. But Grat gets the insta trade, and no more damage to be done by Breeze. It looks scary for a moment, and it still does, given the HP here for Extremum. They have to be careful. Mihu finds Ozer. And now Stanislav creeping in the apartments. This round far from over. If Liaz goes down, it's huge, huge problems here for Extremum. They don't look for Stanislav. Finally, they do. Oh, Liaz saves the day with the MAC-10, and that should be the round.
They're going to save these Scout and Deagle combos on the side of EG. They have armor with these players. Mihu definitely going to fall away after that engagement. I would assume, no, he's going to die, actually. I would have assumed he would have saved the armor into the next round, considering Cirque has already bailed out. But no, he went for some exit damage. Ended up finding none of it. 8th round of the board for Extremum. Definitely a very nerve-wracking one, as Breeze could have really ended their day early if he would have stopped that plant. Let's watch this again. Gets that first headshot. Ragdoll physics. I miss those old ragdoll physics. So nice there. Oh yeah, run it back again. Let's go. I thought that last shot was on too. Man, backwards hitboxes. If we could fix those, I think everything would be fantastic.
EG gonna be on a half buy here. They have a Deagle, the Scout, 2 P250s, and USP. Excuse me, Nico here. Ozer comes around the corner. And he will back off. I think he spotted the information he was looking for. And now EG go back to their A stack. They did push a little bit. They wanted to try and get a trade with those pistols in hand, but given that Extremum did not show face, EG just has to back off here. They have to also wonder, do we rotate around to B? Is that where the hit's going to come? This is the difficult decision to make, of course, when you're limited in terms of the firepower on these ecos. Grat spots out one, does some damage to 3 players. Stan, Obo, and Mihu flirting with half health. And it's going to be Bentet to get the opener. Grat down to 1 HP, though, but I'm not sure it's going to matter with the way these frags are coming through, folks. 5v3 in favor of Extremum. And Grat spamming through the smoke. The B site is free and clear for the taking, as Jacob is likely reporting to the rest of his squad. And the bomb's going to go down. This one is likely done and dusted.
It definitely does look to be that way. Bomb will go down on B momentarily. Nobody from EG seems content to really fight this early on. Obo's starting to creep through Con, but I think once this bomb goes down, they might just send Obo and Mihu forward to try and do some damage. Cirque might just take some peeks with the scout as well, but I don't know how far they're going to commit. Azure holding in towards top Con is just, or top T-Apps, I should say, just going to fall away and retreat further as he spots out one. 2 players pushing in towards his way, and he should be able to get himself both of the... If he holds his line, that is, as he seems to be going back and forth from the angle. Spots out the first, but gets traded by the second. So a little bit of damage done by EG in this round. Overall, though, the rifle will be salvaged, and Mihu and Cirque decide they want to save, perhaps. Yeah, they're not going to commit to this.
As the scout will be saved over. I mean, didn't have to. Probably going to upgrade to the op, you would think, with 5950 in the bank account. Or maybe he just wants to try and get a few more frags with the scout. It doesn't make sense. Go with the big green, and that's what Cirque is going to do. You want those rounds on the board and to give yourself the best chance of doing so. 3 A1Ss and the A4 will round out the buy for EG. Over on Extremum, it's 4 AKs and the Galil, and pretty much full utility as well. Extremum will have to deal with the op of Cirque towards mid, but Cirque, smoked off now, will just boost his teammate into ladder room and then back off of that position.
I like this play from Azure. He's creeping in behind window room. If Stan's not careful, he gets backstabbed here, but this could go horribly wrong for either player. Mihu's already eliminated Jacob, and Lias is down a little bit as well, down to 68 HP, and Mihu's going to continue to aggress forward towards ramp. Azure is yet to make a move, but there's Breeze on one end and Stanislaw above the other. This is an Azure sandwich, and oh, Stan saw the foot. Easy double kill there for double tap for Stan. And this is going to make things so much harder for Extremum here in the first gun round of this half. Run it back towards A, it seems, but where is Cirque? He is ready and waiting out towards Ticket.
Look, I mean, the problem is if you're Extremum right now, you get a couple of rounds off the pistol, you're probably feeling good, but here come the rifles again where EG have really dominated here on Mirage, and they can't get anything done. What a shot from Cirque, bent out with the trade, but it will be still a 2-man disadvantage for Extremum. Mihu looks around, gets one, flicks for the second, can't find it, but it's Liaz all by his lonesome here in a 3v1, pops a flash over Tetris, and then we'll throw a Molotov probably for jungle. There it goes. Bomb on his back, so a chance to at least get a plant here, but time is ticking away, and he's got to clear out so very many angles. Comes around and does find one on Obo, makes it viable. He could isolate two more 1v1s, but no. Stanislaw ends his chances, and EG retake the lead.
That was a bit of a risky peek there by Stan, too, because I don't think there was a swift trade there ready. Stan, though, that's a good first kill for him, and the second one was definitely nice. Cirque is a nice shot, but the spray from Benta to actually finish that job was fantastic. Overall, though, EG, they hold the line, they hold it strong. And the money for Extremum, it's down to brass tacks again. They're going to buy up fully here. Galil for Grat, AKs across the rest of the squad. Cirque's going to go for a peek. No, he won't. He'll wait for that smoke. That's a wise decision, because in comes a swing through middle from Extremum. Stan decides to poke his head out a little too far. He gets caught. Circus Dome 2 by Liaz, and the A side's being taken over by Extremum. But Mihu has other ideas. He goes 2 for 1. And now it's a viable situation. We look at Azure in towards CT spawn. Smokes off the entrance to market. That's going to make things harder for Breeze and Obo. They have flashes. They have smokes. And they can rotate around through Catwalk. Will they decide to commit towards this round, though? That remains to be seen. I don't know if they will. In fact, it looks like they want to save here, and given their economy, that's not a bad call.
Yep, just bring the A1Ss into the next round, and everyone else will likely just be on an eco anyway, but at least you can spread the wealth, maybe put one A1S on the B site, one on A, and well, that's pretty much all you need in a lot of cases, especially the way EG has been playing so far in this BO3. Obo's been popping off, Cirque as well, and of course we've seen Mihu do the damage. Breeze, speaking of, just waits here, saving the A1S, and it will be a 10th round victory for Extremum, tying it up once more.
We did expect Mirage to be a lot closer than Nuke, and it has not disappointed us, although the manner in which it's gotten close has definitely been a bit questionable. So what, a 6-round streak for EG that got them back in the lead, and then they held it on until just about now. They're going to buy up again, though. Not too heavily as far as to make sure they can buy up in the next round, but they have some utility. They have a deagle on the board. They still have those M4s saved. It's a decent chance they could pull off this round, especially if their M4 buddy systeming up Catwalk. I like this play out towards middle. Use the rifles in for the mid fight, and see if you can get some more guns down for your team.
Don't necessarily mind it either. Mihu faces with Bentet will lose that. 5v4 quickly for Extremum. Obo waits with the A1S. Now he's by his lonesome. Breeze has decided to back off. And now he's going to go into Murder Hole and likely watch from window. So it still will be both M4s. Watching towards mid. Nope. Now Breeze decides to double back into the A site as Extremum are getting ready to get a hit going here. The utility will be flying through. You'd have to imagine soon. Here it comes. Smokes being thrown for stairs and jungle. Molotovs as well coming on through for Extremum. The execute is on. Can they get the site though is the question. Breeze is dropped. 5v3 and now a 5v2. All the bodies falling for EG and only Cirque is left standing and no longer. Bentet gets the job done with a 3-piece into the round and 11-10 for Extremum. They finally have the lead back in their hands.
This is good for Extremum. They can start to stabilize now on their T side, get some momentum back, and hopefully expand their lead. Reset EG. They want to send us all the way to Inferno. The op's in the hands of Grat. Perhaps we can get something done out middle. Cirque has his op again, though, so it's a full buy from EG. Plenty of utility across the board. Only one kit that's in the hands of Breeze. But out goes Jake, and there's a smoke, though, making sure that there's nobody eyeing things out from Sniper's Nest. Stan going back and forth in it, though. Seems eager to keep his eyes on things. Tosses a molly towards top boxes, too. With Extremum leaving the bomb towards back C, they can rotate wherever they want on the map. This double underpass setup, though. Where do they want to work with this? Are they going to boost into Sniper's Nest? Are they going to peek through Cat? There's a lot you can do from this positioning. But how this round plays out depends on how Liaz and Azur decide to play this.
Azur still is a statue here in underpass. Now he will make a move. As Extremum are going for a pincer onto mid, but EG are playing this pretty passively. They said, you know what? Take mid. You don't mind? We're going to wait for you to come to the sites. Flashbang is thrown here, and Extremum have 3 players blinded, so they have to pause for a moment, and now they get moving once more. Breeze waiting over at Cat, throws the smoke. Jacob, on the other side. And now, oh no, Breeze sneaks through it. Do they even know? Obo engaging from the front. Breeze comes from the flank. The second time he's done it in the match, this time on the CT side, though, and he gets a second for himself. Only Jacob left standing with 10 HP. And EG appear to have done it again. Jacob fakes the plant, just trying to draw out the fights. Has to win 4 of them, though, to take this one. 20 seconds left to at least salvage a bomb plant out of the round, and now he goes back to the site. Will decide to stick it. The question is, does he get peeked upon? You see Stan coming through, and Stan does deny the bomb plant. No $800 bonus coming through for Extremum. Not that they really need it, but every little bit helps, especially when the scoreline is this close.
I thought Stewie was supposed to be the smoke criminal, John. Apparently it's Breeze.
It appears to be Breeze this match, both on T side and CT side. I'm impressed with what he's been able to do. We talked about it at the beginning. Breeze, really quiet, a player that you expect to have stand-up performances here for the EG side, but he came into this BO3. I don't know what he changed in his routine, but man, he has been so important for the squad.
Maybe you got a good night's sleep. I hear that's pretty important. Either way, though, this is now a very critical round here. With the rifles on both sides, the money not the best for either. A run boost out middle. Jacob will spot nothing, so he'll just sit back top boxes. Looks to be an A end, though, from Extremums. They're starting to rotate their players around back towards the A site. Another one going through Palace, perhaps a third. A Palace pop on a gun round is seeming to be the call from Extremum. A risky play, especially with the op of Cirque here.
Yeah.
And Mihu up close and personal. This could very well end poorly if executed just a slight bit off.
Oh, yes, indeed. Those flashes have to be on point here to make sure that Mihu, for one, can't farm out the frags with the M4, and then Cirque can support mopping up the rest. Mihu decides to move away from the position. Might not be a bad idea, but Cirque goes down immediately. Miho gets one and only one. Bentet doing the work here for his squad. Up to 23 frags, leading the way. And he's really a big reason why they even have these 11 rounds on the board. EG have a couple of players towards CT. They're trying to charge onto the site and deny the plant. Stanislaw does, but he goes down in turn. Still a good job because he burns so much time off the clock here. Grat with a nice second shot over on Breeze to make it a 3v1. Can Obo deny the plant? He's firing away, but no, Jacob takes him down. Oh my goodness. Really down to the wire there, but EXTREMUM do manage to pull it on through 12-11 in their favor.
Should be a 13-11 scoreline, too, as EG cannot fully buy into this round. Perhaps look at some pistols, maybe go for a cheeky play. And if they win a round like that, mental's got to be shattered for EXTREMUM. But they're bringing this map close. They are definitely taking it down to the wire. It was a great kill by Grat on to Breeze out towards Ticket Booth as well. Good poise on the op, starting to show up, it seems. He's starting to activate. That's a great sign for EXTREMUM. They're going to run out towards A, where there's only one defender. It's a heavy mid-stack from EG, with another player over towards Cat on B. Now starting to fall away. Who's going to have to do this all alone, but he's got at least one kill on the Deagle. Looking for another one. He's spotted out, though, and he is finished off. In comes the rotations, but EG have already drawn blood. Can they do more damage? And if so, they could possibly even win the round. The bomb is not safe to be planted just yet, and the utility is starting to run dry for EXTREMUM.
Oh my goodness, Extreme, I'm losing another body here. Breeze does get taken down at the end of the day, and Grat finds Obo as well, but it's 2v2.
What?
No, a 2v1, what's going on? Things falling apart for EXTREMUM. They had full control, and now we're down to a 2v1. You're kidding me, and Sad gets it. What on earth? What on earth? EG, pick up a 12th in an absolutely just, oh my goodness, a round that EXTREMUM should have had in every way, shape, and form. Timeout called. Obviously, you have to after something like that goes down against the just eco buy-up by EG, who are now going to have 2 A1Ss, an A4, an op, and of course, Obo's going to get the A1S as well. What? Austin, what?
Deagle power for EG. Stan coming with the MP9 too, mopping up a couple, but EXTREMUM. They used so much of their utility early on in that initial take, they ran out of it in the post plant. They couldn't even get the bomb down. They just couldn't get anything done. They ran out of utility, and EG took full advantage of it. Watch as that smoke fades. Just, there's nothing left. There was nothing left there, and the smoke's already fading at that point in time. EG didn't have to necessarily wait it all through. Just a marvelous blunder from EXTREMUM. That completely turns this game on its head. Look at the money. It's gone. Look at everything right now.
That nade!
The nade! It's a double nade! The one from under, the one from snipers. Fantastic damage for EG. And now EXTREMUM are definitely down on the back foot. Jacob, he's going to be able to finish off Stanislaw, though. That's a really good pickup, giving some bit of life back to EXTREMUM. Breeze, he sees a bit of spidey sense perhaps tingling. He walks into Azure. What? Double kill for Azure, now walking onto the site. Obo now has to hold things down solo as Cirque's down low. Obo looks the wrong way. EXTREMUM with a flawless win in this round. What is this turnaround? What is going on?
These are two of the weirdest rounds in a row that I think we've seen so far. Jacob should be able to clean out Cirque, and Cirque is not even looking. They're both just passing each other. Finally, Cirque sees Jacob and pulls out his knife. All right, sure. Why not? A fitting end to a round that was filled with absolute mayhem, but EXTREMUM, after losing a round that you thought would tilt the momentum in EG's favor, they come back with a crazy one of their own and get the 13-12 lead. The reason that's crazy is because those nades, the two that were thrown towards top mid, were right on the money. You have two players below half health immediately into the round, and then you cannot win the engagement. There was a head-on engagement. I forgot who it was on the EG side, but it was Jacob who survives with 4 HP. Yeah, there you go, Stan. Ay. All right. Let's see what EG can do here on the full-on eco. They're trying to charge up into T-ramp, and they will get there. They're not running because they don't want to give away their position, and they could catch EXTREMUM off guard, who have played quite slowly so far. Oh, look at Bentet doubling back from Palace. He should be able to farm this. He gets 1, 2, maybe a third comes through here for Bentet. Come on. Let's see the anti-eco ace. There's the third. And now it's all up to Cirque and Stanislaw.
Well, now it's all down to Cirque, and he's not going to live long either. Bentet with 4, almost up to 30 kills, I'd like to add, so it really has been Bentet and Jakim doing the bulk of the work for Extremum. But 2 rounds ago, Azur's double kill out from Khan is definitely something we have to look back on if Extremum are able to win this map, and especially if they're able to win the match too. That second shot out of Khan was critical. EG calling a timeout. They know they don't have a lot of racetrack left. We're getting down to the dire straits of this tournament, of this round, of this matchup as well. Round 27 about to commence. And we're getting down to the point where neither team can afford to lose a round because the other can get so much advantage off of it. The one thing Extremum have going for them is their bank accounts. They have a lot of money coming to this round, so even if they lose it, they can still full buy into the next. EG cannot say the same. But EG have looked a little weak in the last couple rounds here, John, especially when you look 2 rounds ago. They have everything going for them, and it collapsed in a matter of moments. How do they respond after the timeout?
Well, they do have the guns back in their hands. We've seen some crazy rounds of Counter-Strike here. Let's see if the trend continues. Jakim is going to be the Lone Ranger here towards top mid. Cirque, quite aggressive here with the... I don't want to say too aggressive. He's in the apartments, though, with the AWP. And he's having a look around to see if he can spot an early target. Now he's going to back off. Azur, along with Liaz in the underpass. And Extremum taking their sweet time into this round. They had one player in Palace. That was again Bentet, and he will double back, making sure that no one's pushed on the EG side. He did farm away on the anti-eco, but this time, well, no such luck because EG's not going to do that on a full-on buy round. Liaz now makes his way into the apartments. Who is going to get this opener? Already halfway into this round, and no frags nor damage done on either side. Flashbang gets thrown. Extremum, they have to get their execute going here, and they don't exactly have the best of positioning. Now they're going to throw a smoke into connector and one into window. Azur pushing up, but a great counter Molotov by EG. Time ticking away, Austin.
Time is low, and this is where things get dangerous for T side. Breeze has 2, Opal has another. Cirque misses that first shot, but the bomb is down on Cat, so it doesn't even matter. Cirque hits the head of Jakim, but it's a round for EG nonetheless. Liaz has no time to recover, no time to get back to sight. He's just going to try and stay alive as the time dwindles down further and further. EG back up more and more, not willing to lose a gun. Counter-terrorists win. And, well, we go into 14-13 with quite a situation on our hands here, John.
Yeah. Extremum just waited way too long to go for much of anything, right? Very little map control with only 30 seconds left on the clock. They didn't really have a solid setup to get an execute going. And then as soon as they try to push out into the B site, EG is there to shut them down. So the back and forth roller coaster ride continues here on Mirage. EG now have a double op setup coming through. Cirque and Breeze going to be rocking those. And Extremum, well, they still have enough money in the bank to absorb a round loss. So this one really could come down to round number 30, Austin.
It very well can. And the thing is, for EG, all they need is to win this map. Extremum, they need this one and then another. They can't afford to lose this map whatsoever. And there's a lot of pressure that's starting to mount on this side. EG, they've given Extremum opportunities. Can they stabilize after winning a clean round like that? I would definitely assume so. Mihu starts it off well, sprays down one. Azur pushing up in towards jungle. Do they expect him? He's going to get found out by Mihu, however. Jakim has 2 in return, and Gratz picked off Oboe. 3v2 in the favor of Extremum, trying to turn the tide back in.
No.
But Breeze picks up the op and demolishes Gratisfaction. It's all down to Jakim and Liaz as Stanislaw creeps forward. Breeze is low, but he has a lot of utility. A Molotov on towards Tetris would do wonders to flush Jakim out of position. Stan, though, has to clear the first angle. He has a nade, and he might just tap and hold. He's going to clear, though. Clearing in towards Tetris. Checks too high. Jakim delivers the first. Breeze now knows where they are, and he's just going to bail. He has no time. He has no health. 15-13. Extremum 1 round away from taking us to a third.
Wow, honestly thought that after that peek came through by Grat towards connector, which to be honest with you, he didn't have to do. He just had to fall back and hold ticket or stay in jungle. I thought that EG would have a path forward onto the site, but luckily for Extremum, that's not the case. And they get up to map point here, 15-13 to push us on over to Inferno, the final map, which would decide which team gets to the major. But it's not over yet. EG don't exactly have the worst economy, right? They got an AWP, 3 A1Ss, make that 2 A1Ss and an A4, and the AUG for Oboe. Decent amount of utility as well. Let's see, mix things up here and go for a quick hit. They played it very slowly so far on their T side, and well, it doesn't appear as though that is going to change here. Oboe and Cirque are stacked up in underpass. Maybe they're thinking about going for that aggressive peek towards those stairs leading to T apartments. Liaz, no, they're waiting for this. Liaz pushing into underpass. Oh, he tries to bait out a shot. He gets the information, says, you know what? I'm going to back off for the time being while the rest of my team works their way up top mid and into the apartments. Flashbang thrown. He continues to peek, but Cirque wins the duel of peaks. 5v4 in favor of EG. Ozzer gets one back and forth action here now, and we're set at a 3v3. Cirque still waiting at the edge of this smoke. He could catch off Jacob if he holds this angle, and Jacob's not expecting him to be here. Great flashbang thrown though, and Bentet, and it's Cirque, they cross paths, and Bentet, I think he realized, hearing Cirque walk past him. 3v2 in favor of Extremum.
They have the man advantage. Now they're starting to reset back towards T apartments, but look who's lurking in the area. It's Breeze, and he's heard the sound cues. He spots it first. He domes Bentet. He's rotating down. He knows where they're coming from. He sprays away. So much damage, but not the kill, leaving an opportunity for Stanislaw, who's running up towards Catwalk. He has a nade in hand. He can chuck that on site and take out Grat, who's at 1 HP. Jacob's going to hold in apartments. Keep an eye on Catwalk, but Stanislaw has him. Does he have the nade? He's going to swap to it. Surely he does. Grat's going to get the plan for free, however. Stanislaw does not commit. And now it all comes down to who hits the headshot. Or rather, Stanislaw just needs to sneeze on the guy, and he's dead. Grat needs a headshot, and does Stan expect the market repositioning? He has time, but it's going to go away soon and quickly. He has so much utility he's not used yet, John. He's creeping in. He spots out the window player shirt. No, it's the X-ray. He's clearing. He's walking. Time. It's dwindling. It's all but gone. He has a smoke for the bomb. He's going to throw it out. He's going to hop on it. He's going to hold it. He's going to go for the ninja. And Grat will spray. We go to Inferno. It's Grat.